Hi, I'm Michael from the Carers Service. We've had a carer send a case study to us, and it's just outlining the struggles he's had as a carer, but also how he's overcome his struggles by the help of the Carers Service. So I'm going to read it out. He's given us full permission to read it out at the AGM. I never envisioned being a carer. I mean, I can barely look after myself, so how on earth could I possibly think that I could actually care for somebody else? Granted, I was young, naive, and too focused on myself. Just like everybody else, I had dreams and ambitions of my own, but all of that seemingly went by the wayside in April 2016 when my mother was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Now, I don't understand how she got it or why. It's still something I'm having difficulty understanding to this day. After going to the hospital for an innocent chest infection, an X-ray revealed a much darker truth. She had scarring on her lungs. It's been 4 years and we still don't have an explanation as to how a woman who had no history of smoke inhalation developed scarring on her lungs. I think that's particularly why it's been so frustrating. Just so you can get an idea of a condition, let me quickly summarise it for you. Due to the scarring on her lungs, not enough oxygen is being pumped into her body, which can cause it to become sticky and thicken, and in turn hinders the body's ability to successfully pump blood throughout the body, leaving her susceptible to any number of medical issues. She's always been a proud woman. She would never ask for help, thinking it was okay to shoulder all of the problems herself. I guess I now know who I inherited that trait from. But she ran the house. She did so much for so many without hardly ever receiving a thank you. However, that's the kind of woman she was. She never sought anyone's applause or validation. She just did what she knew, which makes it even more upsetting seeing what her life has become. Shouldering that much responsibility can be tough to handle, but there was never a doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to not be there for her. I mean, how could I not? How could I abandon the woman who I owe so much of my life to? It was my duty to take care of her, no matter the mental and physical toll it was going to take on me. It's certainly taken a while for me to wrap my head around it, but even now after 4 years I'm still having difficulties accepting it. She's just turned 61 and I hate that this thing has robbed her of her later years. However, if there's one good thing that's come out of this, it's time. The illness may have robbed us of it, but it's also given us time to reflect and be thankful for each and every day we have had together. That's how I'm trying to get by taking every day as it comes and not getting wrapped up in tomorrows. I can't control what happens. All I can do is ensure my mum is well looked after. And that's basically what my life has consisted of for the past 4 years. But as someone who has had a history of depression and anxiety, I have been aware that this could have been a trigger for me. And to a certain degree, it has been. I've been so consumed with her well-being that I've alienated everybody around me. I don't have any friends and no form of escape. It's sad, but I've accepted it for what it is. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the aid that the Carer Service has provided for me during this difficult period. I seriously can't fathom where I would be without their continued support, especially without the help and encouragement of Miss Parveen Alam. She has been a tireless advocate. Before I finish up, I would like to offer some advice. Anyone who's currently a carer or contemplating becoming one, show up. Just show up and be there. You have no idea how much that means. I'm not going to lie, it's going to be tough, especially if you're caring for somebody you love. But as carers, it's our duty to reassure and support however we can. When you get to this stage, you realise it's the small things in life that mean the most. And if you can help get their mind off what they're going through, even for a few minutes, then that's a job well done. Thank you.